What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over classic physique, telling you why Mike Sommerfeld dominated, and unfortunately, Logan Franklin did get second. Well, I guess that's not bad, obviously. It's a good thing. He surprised us all, so kudos to him, but a lot of people think that it was... I know there are some people that have him beating Mike or whatever, but based on the current judging standards in classic physique, I'm here to tell you that Mike Sommerfeld absolutely dominated and ran away with it. Okay, so if we look at our top four lineup here, obviously Mike Sommerfeld and Logan Franklin, they're out to the side. They're obviously going to get moved into the center. It is absolutely between them for this, but I still think Mike Sommerfeld ran away with it. Now, first thing I noticed, Mike Sommerfeld, way better quads. They're just so much bigger. Now, overall, I will say Logan Franklin maybe does have him a little bit on conditioning, but if you just look at this front double bicep, Mike Sommerfeld has better quads, wider shoulders, smaller waist, better X-frame. He's destroying him on that pose. And then in the side chest, look at the upper body, a little bit more comparable, but if you look at the side of their legs, Mike Sommerfeld is just destroying him there. And in the back double bicep, look at the V taper on Mike Sommerfeld's back. It is unbelievable. The width of the shoulders, he just has the wider shoulders. He's freaking dominating in these poses. And the abs and thigh, I will say I do think the ab portion is very close, but if you look at the overall package and then you look at the thighs, Mike Sommerfeld dominating when it comes to the thighs. So he is winning this lights out. Favorite classic pose. Although Logan Franklin looks amazing, Mike Sommerfeld, he just has more size. I have no idea how he makes this weight cap. Now, I will say, but between which athlete on who I think looks more classic, I would give it to Logan Franklin. I'm not arguing with that. Mike Sommerfeld to me looks more like a bodybuilder and less like a classic physique competitor, but in classic physique, you can't lie, they're judging it how they would a bodybuilding competition. The only difference is they have a height to weight cap, and Mike Sommerfeld, for whatever reason, I don't know how he makes his weight, but he does, and he just looks like he has so much more size in that weight cap, and because they judge it the same as they would a bodybuilding competition, he's just bigger, so he freaking wins. It's lights out. Like, I will say, I think Logan Franklin may have him slightly on the conditioning, but overall, Mike Sommerfeld, he's just too big. There's simply no two ways about it. So I can understand why a lot of people would want Logan Franklin to win, but he's just not winning this competition. Mike Sommerfeld absolutely dominated this. And in terms of third and fourth place between Matthew Grego and Michael DeBull, I do think it was quite close, but I do think that Matthew Grego did edge him out. I just think that he has a little bit of a better shape for classic, a little bit of a smaller waist, gives him more of that X frame. So I think he beat Michael DeBull here. But I can see if you like how you could like Michael DeBull more. So, in my opinion, Mike Sommerfeld absolutely dominated. Alright, and because I know a lot of you are going to want me to talk about Wesley, because, of course, he was the former Arnold Classic champion, I'm going to be breaking down why it wasn't even close, and Mike Sommerfeld is just on years ahead. No disrespect to Wesley, I think he looks amazing, but he got manhandled by Mike Sommerfeld here. So, I'm going to pause this right here just so you guys can get a better picture on, what I'm going through so we can have more time to talk about it. So, front double bicep. Starting from the lower half, Wesley, in my opinion, his legs do not match his upper body here. he's lacking that X frame from the thighs. They just don't flare out as much as some of the other competitors. Now, from the upper body, I think that looks great. I think he has amazing arms, probably the best arms in the entire competition. His lats come out great. Yeah, he doesn't have the smallest waist ever, so that hurts his X frame too. But really, I think more of the weakness here is the thighs. They are quite conditioned, but they just don't flare out as much as some of the other competitors. And then the side chest looks really good. Again, from the upper body, it really looks good. He's got some good conditioning in the pecs. Looks great. And even in the lower half, he's got pretty decent conditioning in the lower half. But if you look at the size, it's just not there. He doesn't have the size in his hamstrings and in his quads. It's just not there. Compared to Mike Sommerfeld, his legs are just so wide in the side chest. It just looks ridiculous. But Wesley just doesn't have that. And then Wesley in the back double bicep, arguably the best back on stage, even better than Mike Sommerfeld. But when you look at the overall package and you look at the lower half, it simply doesn't match his upper body. His hamstrings are not really showing that much. There's no lines going across them there, and they're definitely undersized when you look at the rest of his physique. His glutes could have been a little bit more striated, and they could be bigger. It's just not there from the lower half. And then abs and thighs to round it off. So when you look at his midsection here, in my opinion, Wesley could have been drier in the midsection. He could have been a little bit leaner there. The abs don't pop out as much as, just for an example, I don't remember this guy's name. I'm circling over him with my mouse right now. This guy, I don't remember his name. He came sixth, one place behind Wesley. If you look at the abs here, just look at, they pop more than Wesley. And then if you look at the quads, they just, yes, I do think Wesley is actually posing them a little bit better. I think this muscle right here, if you look at my mouse on Wesley, it's called the, I believe it's the sartorius muscle. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. But if you look at it on Wesley, you can see it there. But on this guy who got six, you don't really see it. But if you just look at the size of the quads, he just has way bigger quads. So Wesley, in my opinion, when your thighs and your abs are possibly a weakness, it's not going to be your pose. So unfortunately, Wesley, the best he could do was 5th place. Obviously, no hate towards him. I really like Wesley Visor's physique. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have it. And also, on this side bicep pose he's doing right here, he's exposing a weakness when he does this, in my opinion. We all know he has a wider waist, but when he turns to the side like this, he's kind of exposing it, and also the fact from the side that his legs are not very big. I think his legs look better from the front than from the side because I think his quads are more developed than his hamstrings. So when he's doing this, he's kind of exposing himself a little bit, in my opinion. He's not pulling off a proper vacuum here. The waist looks really thick, and the legs are just not that big. So no disrespect to Wesley here, but that's just my opinion. That's why he didn't do as good as many people hoped he would have done. Mike Sommerfeld dominated this competition, but if you guys have enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.